What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another classic Tekken 8 video. This video here, we are going to talk about the Tekken 8 online ranked titles, what they mean as far as your skill, what they mean as far as your progress, and also more important, what to do when you come across these ranked tiers and how to progress through them. When you progress through them, one of the things you have to realize when it comes to these ranks, it's all about, peeping out strengths and weaknesses, peeping out what you need to do, peeping out what you need to incorporate as far as your character arsenal and stuff like that. This all fits in when it comes to these Tekken 8 online ranks, and that is what we are going to talk about in this classic episode today. I'm also going to be talking about a couple of these ranks where I see a lot of people get stuck at. I'm going to discuss that as well, because I do see a lot of people getting stuck in particular ranks when it comes to this game, because it is a little bit of a skill thing when you come across stuff like that. So I'm going to be talking about why people get stuck in certain ranks as well when I come across those ranks as we progress when we come to the rank journey. So we're going to discuss the more important ranks, and what I'm going to do is, as I get up on the upper echelon of ranks, I'm going to go piece by piece when we get up to the upper level of ranks, but then we're going to start off with the tiers, and then once we get up there, we're going to go piece by piece, because when you do it like that, each of the higher ranks actually does mean something in its own right. Now, of course, this is something that we always do every time a single Tekken game comes out. It really doesn't even mean Tekken. Any other fighting game that comes out has their own rank system. But when it comes to Tekken, this is something that we do every year, but it's always different every year now with Tekken 8, because you got the heat system, you got all that other stuff involved. So the ranks definitely mean something different, and we definitely have to know what to do to get past these ranks in order to progress and get to the highest rank that the game has to offer. But before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for the hottest Tekken 8 action on the internet, period. We are going to get into this shit right now. Let's go. So we're going to start with the first rank tiers here, and the rank tiers here you can see is the top green ranks: the Brawler, the Ranger, and the Cavalry. Then at the bottom you have the Warrior, the Assailant, and the Dominator. So when you go up to the green ranks, of course, you're in the beginner ranks. You know what I'm saying? You was able to get past the Grandmaster and all that. That's just the Master's rank and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But once you get to the Brawler, the Ranger, and the Cavalry, that is when you need to start really taking the game serious. If you got that far, you have to start taking the game serious. That means that it shows that you were good enough, like I said, to get out of those other beginning ranks. Now it's time to figure out what you really want to do when it comes to Tekken 8. So when you start with the Brawler rank, hopefully you have a character that you can trust. You feel what I'm saying? And then after that, that's when you got to get to the studying. I'm going to be all the way real with you. You can still kind of mash through those green ranks, but the best thing to do is to start your studies early when it comes to those green ranks. If you start your studies early, go to the practice mode, figure out what your character can do, figure out the strengths and weaknesses, you will have a better time getting through those ranks than just mashing, and you're probably going to come up against a lot of mashers as well. You'll have an easier time going up against those players, because more than likely those players are not in the practice mode doing anything. You feel what I'm saying? Some of them are still in masher mode. So my advice is, when you're at those green ranks, start your studies early. It'll be better going through those green ranks, and it'll also be better going up against the gold ranks, which I'm about to talk about now. When you come to the gold ranks, that means that you have gotten out of the green ranks. That means that you have done what I advised you to do. Go to your character studies and stuff like that in the practice mode. So now you're going to come up against some players that are taking the game a little bit more seriously. You're going up against players that know what they're doing. You're going up against players that are trying hard. No pun intended. You're always supposed to try hard, but y'all know that whole try hard crap people be talking about. It's all right to try hard. You're supposed to try hard, or else you ain't going to get past a lot of these ranks if you don't. So the gold ranks here, you're going to come across those players that are really trying. They're trying hard, they're trying to get better, and you need to do the same. And like I said, if you stick to your studies, stick to what you have learned with your character and continue to grow, you should be fine through this entire rank set right here. When you get to at least that dominator rank, you will see a little bit of toughness from a lot of those players. So with these ranks here, as I said before, start your studies early, and when you get to the gold ranks, once you come across those players that are trying hard, you will notice the difference. And if you get beat by those players, that'll let you know right there you need to try a little bit harder. You need to concentrate a little bit harder, and you probably need to study a little bit harder if you're having a hard time in those gold ranks. So now we're going to push forward to the next 3 tiers of ranks. Now we have the Vanquisher rank, then the Garyu rank, then the Mighty Ruler rank. Now a lot of these ranks are very familiar from Tekken 7, but since it's Tekken 8, it is a little different. Now we're going to start with the Vanquisher tier ranks. You have the Vanquisher, Destroyer, and Eliminator. And here in this tier, you're going up against people that are finding their footing when it comes to Tekken 8, and the same thing with you. You know, the progress is there, you're finding your footing, you're getting comfortable with everything that's going on with the game. Now it's all about putting it all together. And I think that's what these 3 rank tiers is all about, putting everything together tier by tier. And it starts with the Vanquisher tier. You find your footing in that tier. Then it comes down to the Garyu tier, then Shinryu, Tenryu. Then that's the tier right there. That tier right there, you are going to meet some aggressive players. You're going to meet some aggressive offensive players. Players that are not really defensive yet, but probably got their offensive game down packed. You're going to meet a lot of players there. And the same thing with the Mighty Ruler rank. The Mighty Ruler rank, pretty much similar to that of Tekken 7. A lot of aggressiveness, a lot of offensive aggressiveness, a lot of players that do know what they're doing, players that are skilled and will come at you with aggression. Now, here's the thing about these 3 tiers. I think the number one thing when it comes to these tiers is punishment. These tiers, the players that are in these tiers, they're going to come at you aggressively, and you're going to need punishment. Now, I always tell people this: you're not going to be able to punish everything, but you should be able to punish at least 75% of what the players throw at you in these tiers. Punishment is very important in these tiers because, like I said, in these tiers, the aggression is sky high, and these players do know what they're doing. And as you get to the Mighty Ruler and you progress to the Flame Ruler, then the Battle Ruler, you will see the difference in the players that you go up against. They are becoming better. They are becoming skilled. They probably just need to get the defensive side going. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to getting out of these tiers, like I said, punishment is key. Punishment is key to getting out of these tiers. And also, too, with these tiers, you ought to be very, very firm when it comes to counter hits and then getting combos. That part of your study and your game also comes into play with these ranks here. Getting your counter hit situation down and your punishment, the best way to get out of these 3 rank tiers. All right, now we have to talk about the toxic bitch ass blue ranks. Y'all already know historically the blue ranks are probably the most hindering out of Tekken 8's huge rank tier list. The blue rank tier is the tier where a lot of people do have a problems despite your skill and everything. The reason why people can have a lot of problems is because the blue ranks is basically a cesspit. You got your shit talkers, you got your spammers, you got your hinderers, you got your cheaters, you got your pluggers, you got everything going on in the blue ranks. Also in the blue ranks, you got your players that just mentally just don't give a fuck in the blue ranks. Also too, when it comes to the blue ranks are a lot of these players' mental limit, which means that they'll never get out of the blue ranks. If they were a blue rank in Tekken 7 all through Tekken 7's tenure, pretty much they're going to be a blue rank all through Tekken 8's tenure, and they're not going to get out. The whole part of these players being in the blue rank is just to hinder you. They don't want you to get higher than what you're going, and that can be an issue when coming across these blue ranks. Hindrance and a whole bunch of nonsense. It really is. As I said, you know, with all the things that are going on in Tekken 8, the blue ranks is the worst. Heat spamming, you name it. You feel what I'm saying? So when you come across the blue ranks, I kind of feel like the best thing you need to have in the blue ranks is discipline. You have to have discipline because, as I said, the blue ranks got so much toxic shit going on. You got to have that discipline. Also, too, you have to put together what you have learned in the past ranks and put it with that discipline. You have to have discipline. You have to have patience for the blue ranks. And I'm going to be all the way real with you. Even though the blue ranks are kind of like in the middle, the blue ranks, I kind of feel like you really can't make any mistake in the blue ranks. The reason why I say you can't really make too many mistakes in the blue ranks because you're going up against a lot of players that just mentally just don't give a fuck. And when you go up against those type of players can beat you because they don't care. They don't know what you're doing. They don't even know how they beat you. It just happens. You feel what I'm saying? I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's the toxic blue ranks for you. So the discipline is the biggest key when it comes to blue ranks. When you're going up against a lot of these toxic players in the blue ranks, another thing that you have to look for is bad habits. That is one thing about the blue ranks that you always have to look for. To get out of the blue ranks, look for bad habits in a lot of those players. A lot of those players have bad habits, and you got to capitalize off of them. You capitalize off these players' bad habits, and you'll get out of the blue ranks. Once you get out of the blue ranks, try your hardest not to go back in them, because if you go back into the blue ranks, it's going to be a nightmare for you. It's going to be stressful, and once again, you're going to get hindered when you go back in, because those motherfuckers in those blue ranks, they're going to try to pull you in and grab onto you to make sure you never come out, because they will never come out. But like I said, the best way to get out of the blue ranks, discipline, patience, and looking for bad habits in these opponents when it comes to the blue ranks. So here we are going to talk about the Tekken King and the Tekken Emperor rank tiers. Also here we got the Bushin rank, which is considered the same tier as the Tekken King as the Tekken Emperor. Me personally, I still think the Bushin rank is still a blue rank. But here's the thing with the Bushin rank. I kind of feel like the Bushin rank is kind of no man's land. And I do see a lot of players getting stuck in this particular rank. And the reason why players are getting stuck in this particular rank is because I just mentioned with the blue ranks, you got a lot of toxicity in this Bushin rank. And also too, in the Bushin rank, this rank here is where you see a lot of Tekken Kings and Tekken Emperors that have been demoted and they're stuck in this Bushin rank. And does that mean trouble for you? Yes, it does. But here's the thing. If you keep that discipline intact and do what you need to do, such as punishing and do all that, everything that you've learned up until that point, you've got to use it to the fullest if you want to get past that Bushin rank and get out of the blue ranks forever. Because like I said, the Bushin rank is where you see a lot of demoted Tekken Kings and Tekken Emperors. Now, when you come to the Tekken King rank, the Tekken King rank is probably the hardest rank in the game. Once you reach that Tekken King, you're practically stepping into a whole nother level. You're stepping into a whole nother level of competition. You're stepping into a whole nother level of dedication when it comes to a lot of players. And when you come into the Tekken King rank, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Like I said, a lot of people that do get out of the blue ranks that still should be in the blue ranks, you will see them in the Tekken King rank. And also too, the Tekken King and the Tekken Emperor rank, it's just a lot of back and forth. I think these two rank tiers is where players really beat up on each other. And that's why you see a lot of people get demoted from these ranks. And then they get demoted back to the Bushin, back to the blue ranks, and all hell breaks loose. You feel what I'm saying? So the Tekken King is really the scariest rank, and it is the hardest rank. And with the Tekken King, it's all about mental stability. You really have to have strong mental presence for the Tekken King. And if you really look at it, the Tekken King is in between everything. It's in between the blue ranks, and then it's in between that stepping stone to get to the next level to the Tekken Emperor. So there's a lot of things that you're going to see in the Tekken King. With the Tekken King, you got to have mental stability. Also too, with the Tekken King, this is probably where you're going to have to really double up and maybe triple your character study, triple whatever's going on, awareness as far as where you're fighting on stages, trying not to get hit by things. That's where that all starts with the Tekken King. The level of study is going to have to go up because it is going to get harder from here on out with the Tekken King. If you're able to get out of the Tekken King because of what I've just mentioned, you would really be in good shape to tackle the Tekken Emperor, because when you get into the Tekken Emperor, that's one step closer to being in the tiers of the gods. And the Tekken Emperor ain't no joke. Those players are tough. Those players are trying to get somewhere just like you, and they're probably learning the same things as you, learning punishments and stuff like that, learning the discipline. So when you go up against those players in the Tekken Emperor, it's definitely going to strengthen those things, and it'll definitely get you ready for the Tekken God. And I also want to say too, when it comes to the Tekken King and Tekken Emperor ranks, this is where the rank points really start to get funny and crazy. Y'all feel what I'm saying? If you lose a match in these two rank tiers, you're going to lose a lot of points, especially with the Tekken King and Tekken Emperor. So you really do need to stay focused, stay disciplined, and be on your shit, because in the Tekken King and Tekken Emperor, the rank points are just crazy. You lose a lot of rank points when it comes to these two tiers. So now we have reached the rank tier of the gods. As you can see, we got Tekken God, Tekken God Supreme, and we've got God of Destruction. Now, although this is a tier, these three ranks actually mean something different altogether. And we're going to start with the Tekken God rank. And like I said, with the Tekken God rank, now I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but when you get to Tekken God, there are a lot of players that do get stuck in the Tekken God rank, but it's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing at all, because the Tekken God rank, you're on your way to becoming one of the top skilled players that the game has to offer when it comes to Tekken God Supreme and Tekken God of Destruction. So you're just going to come up against a lot of good competition, a lot of good skilled players that know what they're doing. They've done all of their studies and everything. They're probably veterans at the game. So you're going to struggle, but it's not a bad struggle. It's just a struggle on getting better and progressing when it comes to the Tekken God rank. So you're going to lose some matches. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. Heck, you might get demoted a couple of times. But the demotion will be different when it comes to Tekken God than Tekken Emperor or Tekken King. When you get demoted from Tekken God, you will see progress made. You know what I'm saying? You'll get right back at it. You'll get the rank back, and it'll make you better. So when it comes to the Tekken God rank, I don't want people to be all upset that I said that you're going to struggle in this rank. You're going to struggle, but it's a good struggle. It's a struggle that's going to make you better. You feel what I'm saying? And when it comes to the Tekken God, going into Tekken God Supreme, one of the things about the Tekken God Supreme, you're one away from reaching God of Destruction, which means that you have everything that it takes to get there. The only thing about it is you just got to know how to use it. You got to make sure everything you've learned so far is intact. You got to make sure you're focused. And also too, when it comes to these ranks right here, the best thing too, also, it's really underrated, is replay study. The best thing to do is always to go back, watch matches that you've lost, even the matches that you win. Go back and watch matches and see what you can get better or see what you can do and stuff like that. So when you come to these ranks, replay watching is also a good idea. Very underrated. But when it comes to Tekken God, then Tekken God Supreme, these two ranks practically indicate that you have everything that it takes. The only thing now is execution. When you're going up against another skilled player that's probably on the same level as you, they may be better than you. Either way, it's a good thing, because you are getting put to the ultimate test to get to God of Destruction. You will see a big difference once you reach Tekken God of Supreme from Tekken God on how your skills have evolved, how you be able to see the game better than what you were seeing. The game will actually come faster to you, meaning that everything is going to be faster. Execution, being able to see things when the opponent throws at you, catching it, punishing it, taking advantage of it. You will see it when it comes to these ranks. And like I said, replay study is very underrated. I advise everyone to use replay study. I'm dead serious. But when it comes to the Tekken God, you will struggle in the Tekken God. You will be in the Tekken God rank for a while, maybe like a few days, maybe a week. You feel what I'm saying? But once you get out of it, mark my words, you will get better because of it. And then when you get to the Tekken God Supreme, it's just more of the same. You have everything that it takes. It's just all about execution. When you get to Tekken God Supreme, stick to your craft, stick to what made you better. And if it works, don't change it. Only incorporate, just don't change. Now we have reached God of Destruction, and God of Destruction is the top of the crop when it comes to Tekken 8 ranks. The God of Destruction here, once you get here, that practically means that you have basically mastered your character, mastered your craft, mastered execution when it comes to heat, counter hit, and all of that. Now it's time for you to take on the best of the best. You feel what I'm saying? The best that the game has to offer is in this rank. And one thing that I really do see that I really hate seeing is when people get the God of Destruction rank, they just quit. They just quit playing ranked, or they just quit playing the game altogether. They just get the game and put the game up. I hate that. Do not be like those people. Continue to fight, continue to play, continue to go up against other God of Destructions and get better. That is how you get better at the game. I cannot stand it when players just get this rank and they quit. They just stop playing like, oh, okay, you know what? That is it. I'm the best. This and that, this, that. No, you're not the best. You just quit. All you did was get there. Now you go up against the best to show that you're the best and get better like the best. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the God of Destruction is all about. It's not about quitting once you get it. It's about putting yourself in that elite skill level by going up against the best when it comes to God of Destruction. And if you do that, you will definitely be one of the best, because it's going to show in your skill. It's going to show in your determination. And a lot of these other God of Destruction, maybe even pro players, they'll have respect for you. They don't have respect for players that just get the rank and quit. I'm going to tell you that right now. So when it comes to the God of Destruction, once you get it, you pretty much mastered everything that you studied. Now all you got to do is just continue to put it to the test when it comes to the rest of the God of Destruction and the rest of the skilled players with the rank. So that is my Tekken 8 rank tier talk right there in a nutshell. And like I said before, when it comes to a lot of these ranks can be a struggle more than other ranks. But at the end of the day, once you reach the top, it'll all be worth it. I know we all complain and get frustrated, but you know what? Once you get to that God of Destruction or the Tekken God Supreme, you'll look back on it and be like, well, you know what? I struggled. It was frustrating, but at least I was able to grow in the process. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So that's what this rank talk was all about. Pretty much just to let people know what to look for with these ranks and how to get out of them. Let me know in the comment section below about the Tekken 8 ranks. If you want any advanced advice on how to get out of those particular ranks, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. I could definitely help you out with that. And also too, tell me y'all rank stories so far. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for the hottest Tekken 8 action on the internet, period. My name is Demetrius. I will get back at you in the next video. God bless. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.